Hello, Alexa here with Brad and Brody from Lux Homes. We are excited to be here to talk about building the future. They are just actually coming back from Vegas. They weren't there just having fun, they were there learning the big trends, the innovation that is coming to custom builds, renovations. So, thank you for joining me. Brad, let's start off with you. What are some of the biggest takeaways from this builder show? Can you share?
Yeah, I think, I guess the first thing is we did have some fun. We're not just a bunch of stiffs out there.
Important.
I guess the biggest takeaway that I took from there is how big the show was. It was hundreds of thousands of square feet. It took days to get through. There's a ton of new technology and innovations and products out there that are going to be coming into hopefully the Canadian market as well that are already down the States. It was really interesting. A lot of the courses that I took and Brody and Delaney took as well, how much is focused on technology and the way that it's helping builders keep their clients informed and how it can keep projects streamlined, just things like that.
So it sounds like these shows are amazing for learning, but it's kind of overwhelming a little bit about how much tech and it's changing. How do you guys plan on, I guess, making sure that you're at the top of knowing all these new innovations?
Well, I think for me personally is like we work with a coach now for just tech who's helping us implement a bunch of this stuff. And we're just trying to figure out through our systems and our processes and our business what we can do to help streamline stuff for our clients and make stuff easier. And, in today's world, everybody wants to know what's going on all the time. That's including when you're building a house. And I feel like a lot of home builders nowadays, we didn't realize where tech would be. It's not a tech industry per se, but, a lot of homes are becoming smarter. It's just natural that this whole thing is going to be coming out in the way that you're building your house and keeping people informed. And, it goes right back to when the client first comes in to meet you. It's like, how do you track all that stuff and get them the information they want quickly?
Very cool. So, Brody, was there anything that you saw that really stuck out, like a tech product or something that you're like, wow, I didn't even think that was possible, or things that consumers or homeowners might have no idea this is even an option soon?
I mean, there was a couple things that we were curious about going down that once we got there, we were able to see it kind of live. A lot of the AI technology was really impressive, how you can basically take photos of a home and then use AI to create a design and to change colors and to add features without the use of any sort of a program other than a simple AI program. A lot of the things like that really kind of shocked me in how good they looked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just kind of thought, the old 16-bit graphics would be kind of what you get on the fly, but it was pretty seamless and it was pretty hard to tell that it was AI generated.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here because offline it seems like you were a little bit hesitant of this AI and you're like, no, I'm not going to use it and I'm not going to use it. So am I hearing that you're seeing this technology and the use of this and how it can streamline or give your clients more options? I know it's going to be challenging adjusting completely to go AI, and there's going to be hurdles and speed bumps. But can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, I mean, yeah. So as you said, like I would say I was the one stick in the mud in the company that was kind of,
Against it.
reluctant to embrace AI.
Yeah.
I just felt like the whole chat GPT and like, oh, AI is running the world and like just give them all your information. And honestly, it wasn't until I went to the AI conference and started to kind of learn about how innovative it is and how it is kind of that next step in technology in business, and to embrace it and utilize it to make your life easier. So since then, I started really kind of diving into it. I wouldn't say diving in. I've dipped my toe into it, and it's pretty eye-opening how much easier it can make certain things and certain elements. And it really does seem like the more you dig into it, the more you uncover and the more you realize, like, oh, it can make data entry easier.
Mm-hmm.
It can make
the admin side of it that takes a lot of time.
And it's the biggest thing that I've taken away from it is that it's not a replacement, it's a crutch. And it just kind of is there to make your life easier and to make your job more effective. And yeah.
I find one of the big things for me with, even the Chat GPT model right now is how you can get information, you can have it look at your stuff for stuff you might have missed or not thought about as well. So it can kind of streamline that design process or review process as well, because you can take it to, a different district's bylaws, and you can start uploading stuff in their questions, so you can go back and check it. So, it might speed up the design a few days here and there. Kind of as you get better, it might be a little bit better as well. But I think one interesting thing too, going back to IBS there, from technology, when we went there, we used this one app, Company Cam, for taking our photos and stuff. And they started doing AI integration, and it was nice to go just talk to them and show them how we use it. We thought we were using it fully for everything we could, but then they'd release new features, right? And they showed us how we can use that and make our systems more streamlined and get more information out there quicker to our teams. And
Yeah, another, going back to that IBS, I kind of thought like I was fairly new to the AI world and to the AI programming, and we went to some of the courses that teach you how to integrate AI into your planning and into your estimating and into your designing of a building. And what I took away from it was really that there are a lot more people who are really, really just learning the basics of it, because some of the courses we went to, I walked away from thinking like, oh, I already basically knew everything they discussed in that learning period, and we're already kind of that much ahead. And I feel like you kind of have to try to be a little bit ahead of the curve. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to get swallowed up and be playing catch up in this AI driven world is, pretty difficult.
I think one of our things too is like one of our values is innovation. I think that's one thing we're always kind of looking at too, is like you're not just innovating the way that things are built, but the tech and how it can help people advance, and always looking back just after we implement something. We've used a certain product for a certain amount of years, and then they're not investing in it anymore. So we went down there, we were looking for a new software to keep our clients up to date. It was just interesting to see how many products that one software has that can keep the project up to date, pricing, estimating built into it already, whereas before we'd have to buy a product over here, another one over here, and nothing kind of integrated. We have to pull everything all into there. And how they're also investing themselves in the future of technology as well, and the way that everything's designed.
Well, it's pretty cool to see that something like that starts out and then just keeps improving, and more like a live feature that's telling your clients. I mean, I feel like for you guys, one of your most important thing is keeping your clients up to date. So how do you automate that? How do you keep them, updated? So I really think AI will help you guys in that space.
Yeah, I feel like, and Brody can probably speak to this a bit too, but one of the things people always would come back to us with when you always ask them what their fears are, and it's like the client communications and cost overruns. And I feel like tech and our project management software, the way we do stuff, it just keeps people informed about everything going on in their project, so that if they do live in Calgary or Vancouver, or they're working, during our working hours and they can't always be up to date or ask questions, we're giving them that information through there. And that's all through technology. It doesn't have to be a phone call anymore, right?
Yeah, it is one of the positive feedbacks we get from a lot of clients is kind of our open communication policy and how easily it tracks everything. So, you're not digging through an email chain, and you're not trying to find a conversation.
You're not missing stuff.
Yeah, and it's easy to look back on it and find that conversation of what did we talk about, when did we talk about it. The organizational aspect of it is a big bonus.
Like if we go down that email chain that Brody just brought up here,
a long thread. Don't we all love those?
Yeah, you can get a long thread. So like one of our big issues that we were trying to solve was if a client's talking about kitchen cabinet colors and then plumbing fixtures, and we're still at the beginning of the project and we're talking about your excavation or what could happen there, and it'd be in one email, and then you want to go back to the kitchen cabinet colors later on. You're trying to find this email from 3, 4, 5 months ago. Whereas in our project management software, you just talk about it in the specifications. You can always go back there and see it. It's time stamped, and it's streamlined. So you're not wasting 20, 30, 40 minutes potentially looking through hundreds, if not thousands of emails, whether it's with the client or other trade partners or the team members in there, right? So.
Well, it's hard because you work with so many different clients too. So to keep them organized and know what you're doing over here, and yeah, like you said, save yourself the time. So let's talk about, and I might be putting you on the spot here, but do you think these innovations, AI helping it streamline, do you think this is going to cost the clients more money when they are doing custom builds, or do you think this might help with costs, or is it too soon to know?
I mean, I believe that if you're integrating technology into your business, it's going to make everything be more affordable as you go along. You're going to have less man hours doing stuff because you can have the product is going to be doing some of the work for you as well as you're going in. It's all about how you prompt it and tell it what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that it will help, especially on the design side. Like, you know, looking at just going in to do a renovation on somebody's house now, like there's technology coming where you can, and some of it's already actually here, but you can take a picture of the room, it'll scan the sizes of it, and you can talk to it and say, this is what I want to do. Versus before we'd have to go in there, you'd have to take a tape measure out, measure it, depending on what kind of detail you want, you draw it out, or you'd go back onto a CAD program and make it, you know, put it into there and create your renderings off of that.
That's very cool. Do you have anything to add to that?
No.
Okay. You sounded like you were going to.
I was going
join.
to, but then
Okay.
it's like I'm just going to repeat the same
what he
thing.
said.
Yeah.
Is there anything that at the show stood out? Like I'm thinking like robots, and is there anything really cool, like a product that was like so cool, and you're like or is everything just a lot of it's like programs, AI, softwares?
Let's be honest here. You were just running around trying to win awards,
there was a lot of swag.
Prizes, right?
You got to come home from Vegas with some swag for the kids.
Yeah.
500 hats later.
You know, there was some technology. It's hard to even wrap your head around. You know, we're just talking about half of one building out of 4.
Yeah.
You know, there was smart glass technology where, you know, you can frost a glass door in the push of a button. There was,
which I didn't like because they just tuned me out.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
we actually talked about getting it for the office where we could just turn Brad's office room off, frost the glass so we don't have to look at him.
Oh my God, love that.
There was stuff like that. There was like the appliance technology. Smart fridges,
that tell you what's in your fridge.
It doesn't just tell you what's in your fridge. It tracks what you take out of your fridge and it builds a shopping list for you. It also scans what's in your fridge and tells you what you can make with what's in your stuff that's like, you know, I don't need that, but like I don't know if I had it, would I use it? Like I'm not really sure. And it's in everything. Like the tech side is in just about every aspect. I mean, you know, there was a Vera Wang inspired bidet toilet there on display. Like, you know, it's got a smart pad to program your. It's hard to even wrap your head around how much is in there, and you can't even see all of it in one sitting. Like
almost too much to consume to really know all the different products that are coming.
Yeah, I agree. There was a lot there. For the automation or robots you're asking, I think that's going to be more on the prefab side.
Yeah.
I think, you know, in warehouses and stuff like that, manufacturing plants, I can't see it coming onto a job site. Maybe, I guess I shouldn't say that. Maybe one day it will. I think that'd be very expensive.
Yeah.
But like going back to Brody's thing with the Vera Wang, it's interesting to see how stuff's where inspiration comes from, because like that was like a big flowing nightgown dress or
a wedding
dinner dress.
No, it was like a dinner dress.
Like
it was like a ballroom gown.
Yeah.
It was like
in a case,
in a glass case with a fan under it, blowing it, and
I was like,
and then there's a toilet sitting beside it, and it's like,
oh,
how do you come up with a toilet out of that? Was the question I had.
Oh yeah, no price tag. That was a big thing too. I mean, you know, in the Okanagan, there's a lot of very nice high-end homes, and like when you walk through them, like you don't even see some of this stuff that they've got on display. Like, you know, some of the kitchen stuff that comes out of Italy, they had red roped off. You couldn't even walk up and touch it. Like it was, it made your head spin.
Yeah. So, I mean, also that kind of stuff, like those high-end luxury features, like this fridge that tells you your grocery list, maybe tells you not to eat that because you're trying to lose weight or something. It sounds like that right now for also is just like, that would be expensive for us in Canada.
That was a Samsung fridge.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure you can get it at Home Depot.
Oh,
That was the one thing, is that they've been out for a while. It's just like, until you have somebody standing there explaining to you what it can do, you never really realize, like, yeah, okay, I can see that it's got a smart pad on it and I can plug in my calendar on the fridge, but like, I didn't realize it does all this other stuff too. So
I think that's kind of the interesting thing too about some of the tech, going back to the tech question, what we learned is how much tech we already have out there that we don't fully understand or use, because you do have to take the time to learn it. And sometimes people they get busy and they don't have that time, right? So
yeah. So maybe we've kind of touched on it, but how do you think this is going to benefit clients moving forward, or like customizing and personalizing? Do you think this is going to just create like more options for customers? Is it going to be even more overwhelming to choose? What do you think?
I think it's definitely going to create more custom options for people who want stuff like that, who want to integrate into their house. Because eventually in the near future, people are going to want a lot of tech in their house. You already kind of seen, it's been going on for years, with the Lutron system for lights and all this other stuff that people have. It is obviously tech. It's like anything; it is expensive. So I don't think it's going to be an option for a lot of people right now. But as time goes on, as you kind of know in your industry as well, tech over time just gets cheaper and cheaper. And when you go to build stuff, as people can automate more and more, it'll become less money. Is my thought process, right? So, and the bugs will get worked out too, right? So
yeah, and then also like on the project management, planning and design, AI integration, I feel like clients won't realize the benefit that it brings for companies that implement it unless they've done a project without it. But from the builder side of it, it's going to streamline a lot of things, and it's going to lead to a lot of efficiencies and things that go on behind the scenes that you don't really realize are going on are really going to kind of be the new edge that builders can take with it.
Very cool. Well, I can't wait to see the future custom home builds, because it sounds like there's a lot more innovation happening right now in the industry. Before we close, is there anything about 3D printing yet, or is that just still?
I don't know a lot about it.
Okay.
I didn't see anything there. Did you?
No, I didn't see anything.
I can't see maybe one day it'll be here. I think it's tough in Canada, especially with all of our energy codes and everything, to 3D print. But maybe it will happen.
Yeah. Who knows? It's happening like AI. I can't keep up with it every day. It is just smarter than me. So, is there?
Maybe we can AI me and it'll look better.
Yeah. We could actually have little like our own like AI bots. Yeah. So maybe one of our episodes at the end will be advanced enough and it will be our little bots. Anything else? Did I miss anything? Do we want to share anything else? Or
the rest of the details I don't think we want to share.
Vegas, we don't need this
Vegas details. Whoever planned our trip home, I don't know, that travel agent needs to get fired.
I want you guys back to work an hour in the office, right?
Yeah.
Start implementing some of that tech.
6 a.m. at the airport came a little too early, let's put it that way. Not recommended.
There's a lot of hidden doors in Vegas.
Yeah.
I can tell you that
There
much.
There is. Some great pizza places down alleys you wouldn't know about.
Well, thanks guys for joining us, and excited to watch the innovation in Lux Homes. And always, you can connect with either of them on social media, email. We'll put their website in the article, but they are great for just answering questions. They are local. If you are needing a renovation or wanting to talk about a custom home build, make sure you connect with Lux Homes. Thank you for watching.